Hello, and welcome to the Reselling Report for today, Friday, June 5th, 2020. I'm your host, Ann Eckhart, and every weekday morning I upload the Reselling Report here to YouTube to update you on the day's retail and e-commerce news, including the latest from eBay, Amazon, Etsy, and Poshmark. If you haven't done so already, I hope you'll subscribe. And now let's get on with today's show. Well, we've made it to Friday. It has been a rough couple of weeks, not only here in America, but all over the world due to the killing of George Floyd at the hands of 4 Minneapolis police officers, all of whom have now been arrested and charged. We have had mostly peaceful protests during the day. Some things do turn violent in the evenings, but the arrests, I am hoping, help and that we can get real change going. And I just want to point out that, racism isn't only here in America. Every country has issues. So this is a worldwide issue that we all need to be working together to finally address and solve. It's a long time coming. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible tragedy, but let's hope that it is the catalyst to real change. So let's get into news from the reselling sites. We're going to start with eBay today. eBay has a new press release that's titled, eBay reports stronger volume growth and raises revenue and GAAP and non-GAAP EPS guidance for Q 2020. Approximately 6 million buyers added in April and May, and eBay is announcing 1.3 million donation to take action against systemic racism and justice. eBay, a global commerce leader that connects millions of buyers and sellers around the world, today is announcing that its business is performing significantly better than expectations shared in its earnings release on April 29th. Due to the magnitude of this change, eBay is providing the following information as a one-time update. Strength in global growth merchandise volume, back up global gross merchandise volume. GMV, it's Friday, folks, seen in April has continued through May, and the company now expects full Q2 volume growth rates to land between 23 and 26% as compared to the prior year period. All major verticals are accelerating significantly compared to previous quarters, including home and garden, electronics, fashion, auto parts, and collectibles. Demand strength is driven by increased organic traffic, better marketing efficiency, and higher platform conversion. Active buyer growth is accelerating, with approximately 6 million new and reactivated buyers added in April and May. More sellers are joining eBay through efforts like the Up and Running program. Since March 2020, tens of thousands of small business sellers have been added to the platform, and classified revenues are performing at the high end of previous expectations disclosed on the Q1 earnings call, with automotive subscription revenues, good grief, recovering as dealerships reopen across international market. To further engage new and existing buyers, eBay is making additional investments in marketing and technology to retain new buyers and increase purchase frequency. The company has declared June Sell on eBay month. Significant efforts are underway to drive the trial of eBay's powerful selling platform. In the U.S., first-time sellers are invited to sell completely free on eBay. The promotion lasts through the end of the month and is valid on up to 5 sales. Up and Running programs continue to expand around the world. The company is continuing its listing promotion through the end of July in the U.S. with 50,000 additional free fixed price listings. There's a lot of F's per month for store sellers and 200 additional free listings per month for non-store sellers. And the company extended seller protections established at the onset of COVID-19 through July 19, 2020. And finally, supporting the community, eBay has announced a donation of over $1.3 million, split between the NAACP Legal Defense Fund and Equal Justice Initiative. The eBay Foundation has announced that it's committed an additional $10 million to support COVID-19 relief worldwide, and in May released their 2019 Impact Report, which encompasses the company's environmental, social, and governance work. So eBay is doing quite well. There are a lot of stories online today about eBay stock doing really, really well. So glad to see that eBay is performing, and that means that sellers are selling and that those of us who sell on eBay are hopefully making money. I'll also link in the show notes below an article over on the Motley Fool, which just kind of goes over eBay's shares, which are up. It says shares of eBay are running nearly 7% higher on Thursday morning after the online marketplace raised its second quarter earnings outlook on better than expected results. At the end of April, eBay expected to generate between $2.38 billion and $2.48 billion in the second quarter, but now says it's doing significantly better. So eBay is firing on all cylinders at the moment. And apparently, if you are someone who invests in the stock market, eBay might be something to look at. That's not advice from me. Go do your own research, but thankful to hear that during everything that has happened in the past several months with the coronavirus, that eBay continues to perform well, which means reselling continues to be strong. Sticking with eBay for a moment, there are a couple of new posts over on the eBay for Business page. Just talked about the donation of $1.3 million to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund and the Equal Justice Initiative. They have posted about that on Facebook, as well as a little statement here from the new president and CEO, Jamie Iannone, that reads, "Right now, we're all in the habit of stay safe, or I hope you and your family are safe and healthy. This moment exposes a difficult reality. Many of our Black colleagues, friends, and neighbors never feel completely safe, not at work, in a car, sidewalk, park, or even in their own home. To everyone who is hurting, we see you, we acknowledge you, and we stand with you." So now we have eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark, who've all made significant donations in light of the recent events. And also on the eBay for Business page, there is a new little, 6-minute video here from Marnie Levine doing her weekly live check-in. So you can head over to the eBay for Business page and listen to that if you like. They just put it up as I'm recording this now. No, that's a lie. It's been up for over a day. There are only 11 comments. So that's interesting. Normally there's a lot more discussion on these videos. So kind of interesting. Yeah, it's been up for a while and not too much going on over there, but it is up if you want to go and listen. Turning now to Amazon, warehouse workers are suing Amazon for putting their families at risk over coronavirus. The article I'm referencing here is on CNN Business, but this same story is on a number of sites. This is just the one that I pulled up. It says a new lawsuit targeting Amazon claims that a lack of COVID-19 protections at its Staten Island facility has not only put workers at risk, but also their families. The complaint, filed Wednesday by 3 Amazon workers, alleges the company has erected a facade of compliance to meet public health guidelines while simultaneously pressuring employees to report to work under unsafe conditions. The result is that while most New Yorkers have remained safe by complying with the state's stay-at-home order, for these workers and their families, home has been a place of danger. We are saddened by the tragic impact of COVID-19 and has had on communities across the globe, including on some Amazon team members and their friends and family, Rachel Lightly, an Amazon spokesman, said in a statement. From early March to May 1st, we have offered employees unlimited time away from work, and since May 1st, we have offered leave for those most vulnerable or who need to care for children or family members. Barbara Chandler was among the first confirmed cases of coronavirus at the Staten Island warehouse, according to a complaint. After she began experiencing symptoms, the virus allegedly moved on to other members of her household, including her oldest son and cousin. After falling ill with COVID-19, Chandler's cousin was later found dead in a family bathroom. For Amazon, the lawsuit is the latest in a series of accusations that it has not done enough to safeguard its workforce during the pandemic. So the article does go on. It will be linked in the show notes below, but this is happening at a lot of larger facilities. Here in Iowa, we're having major issues at the meatpacking plants, and in these places where people are working closely together, it's just a petri dish of the virus, and it's so hard to avoid spread. But we shall see how this lawsuit plays out. I am sure it is not the first lawsuit that we will see of workers against their employers in regards to the coronavirus. Etsy sales have been significantly up during the coronavirus pandemic. Lockdowns with people shopping from home for comfort items, craft supplies, and of course, masks. There's a new video that you can watch over on the WBUR.org website talking about Etsy's explosive growth due to masks. It says when the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommended Americans wear face coverings in public this April, demand for cloth face masks shot up. Today, they're easy to purchase from major retailers like Old Navy, Adidas, and even Disney. But the pandemic essential was not always in such large supply. And when demand from frantic Americans began to peak, it was the community of small sellers on e-commerce website Etsy who quickly pivoted to make millions of face masks. And then this is an interview with a seller who has a family-owned linen service that pivoted to making face masks. So if you'd like to go over and listen to this interview, you can do so. It's always nice to see the reselling sites featured on other media outlets. So I think that's just a good way to draw traffic to the site. So even if it's not something you sell, hopefully it brings in traffic and people can find what you're offering. There's a new article and interview over on the foxbusiness.com website that says, "What is Poshmark?" Clothes you no longer care for and in some cases never wanted in the first place may just be the right fit for someone else. It's a concept that Poshmark capitalized on. The secondhand retail marketplace, which bills itself as a leading social commerce platform, the next generation of retailers and shoppers, is armed with millions of items across thousands of named brands. It's an impressive feat for a company whose business model is heavily mobile-based. The distinctive model helps it differ from competitors such as eBay, which has made it easy to sell items for the price you want with little hassle, as well as ThredUp.com, which is a site geared toward buying and selling higher quality secondhand clothes. Despite the competition, Poshmark has garnered 60 million subscribers across North America, collectively selling 100 million items since launching in 2011. The virtual shop is geared towards both men, women, and children who desire wanted or even new or unused items. However, the free app, accessible through any iPhone or Android, is also encouraging those who sell home decor products such as accents, bedding, and wall art. With the acceleration of the home market, the selling of the home is not different from the selling of fashion, Poshmark co-founder Tracy Sun told The Verge in 2019. Despite the California-based company's continued growth, it remains privately owned. In 2019, the retail marketplace reportedly delayed plans to go public in order to focus on improving operations and boosting sales. The company touts that buying on the app is not only simple, but secure. To purchase a new or used product, users must hit the offer or buy now button found at the bottom of every listing. If you buy the item flat out, the app will take you to the payment process where you choose how to pay for the product and confirm the purchase. Comparatively, if an offer is submitted and accepted, users will get charged for the purchase and the seller will begin the shipping process. However, sellers also have the ability to decline or counter the offer. To list an item for sale, subscribers snap a picture of the item and upload it to the app. Once uploaded, subscribers fill out the product description and a set price. If a product never ships or doesn't match the description, buyers will receive a full refund. Aside from this, the company cautioned that all other sales are final. So a little kind of overview there on Poshmark. But again, more media exposure just leads to hopefully more customers going to the sites. So this is a nice little recap of what, like the article says, what is Poshmark? So yeah, nice little write-up there over on the Fox Business News for Poshmark. The protests over the murder of George Floyd have sometimes resulted in rioting and looting, usually later in the evening after the peaceful protesters go home. And unfortunately, part of that has resulted in people trying to resell items that were looted. There's a new article from the LA Times that's titled, "Can Sneaker Resellers Stop Looters from Profiting?" High-end sneakers and other luxury goods have been targets of choice for thieves amid the unrest in cities across the nation on recent nights, as small groups of troublemakers took advantage of mostly peaceful demonstrations protesting the death of George Floyd, an unarmed black man, while in Minneapolis police custody. But those seeking to profit from the sale of stolen goods might struggle, as the businesses responsible for moving most of the merchandise in the $2 billion sneaker resale market said they would be alert to anyone listing suspect goods on their platforms. "One of our top priorities is to ensure there's trust and safety in the sneaker industry," said Mark Cohen, Vice President of Business Development and Strategy for the GOAT online marketplace and Fight Club sneaker consignment chain, which merged in 2018. Fight Club's North Fairfax Avenue location was among the stores picked over by thieves, as was the competing Cool Kicks store on Melrose Avenue. "Over the years, we have worked tirelessly to prevent fraudulent activity, and we intend to continue our robust practices with increased vigilance, especially in light of recent events and concern around stolen products. We will not allow for these stolen products to be sold on our platforms, and all suspected products will be removed. The biggest sneaker resale platforms, including StockX and online marketplaces such as eBay, said they were already on the lookout for illegally obtained merchandise. Our fraud team is investigating the situation and will take any available measures to prevent the sale of stolen goods on our platform, StockX said in a statement. Poshmark, an online marketplace where users buy and sell new or used clothing, shoes, and accessories, said it has not seen an increase in suspiciously sourced goods, but spokeswoman Kelly Grove said, "We will work with law enforcement to investigate should this change. We are actively monitoring activity on our platform to ensure that stolen goods are not being sold on Poshmark." eBay, one of the first online marketplaces to host sneaker resales, said it was fully committed to providing secure online shopping experiences to millions of people globally. Ashley Settle, a spokeswoman, said, "We have zero tolerance for criminal activity on our platform. Stolen items are illegal and we actively work to prevent them." So this article does go on. It will be linked in the show notes below if you want to go over, but I think it's going to be very difficult to target something that was stolen from something that was, being resold legally, because things are stolen all the time. Let's just face it. Theft happens everywhere all the time. So there are, of course, going to be things already on the sites that were stolen. How are they going to differentiate what's stolen between what's not? Unless there's a very specific case that they can point to and somebody suddenly has a store's entire stock. I don't know how they're going to do that, but if you have any ideas how to crack down on stolen goods, leave them in the comments below. I just think it's kind of, unfortunately, part of the culture, but we'll see how this plays out. And finally today, we all know that Legos are a hot item to pick up for resale, but according to an article on CNBC.com, Lego pulls some advertising for White House and police building sets in the wake of George Floyd's protest. And I'm sharing this with you because anytime an item gets pulled back, that usually creates a demand for it. So for reselling, these are probably items that are going to end up being highly sought after if people can't get them. So the article reads, toy brickmaker Lego, I almost put logo, Lego paused some advertising for building sets and products, including police stations, city police vests, and the White House in light of the ongoing protests following the death in police custody of George Floyd in Minneapolis. An email sent to some online companies that sell Lego sets requested that marketing for some products be stopped, according to trade website The Toy Book. More than 30 products were listed in the email dated Tuesday, which stated, in light of recent events, Lego has requested the little products be removed from sites and any marketing ASAP. People have been protesting in cities across the U.S. following Floyd's death on May 25th, including outside the White House. A Lego spokesman said the company has paused marketing on its own social media and has emailed some Lego sellers, to temporarily halt the promotion of some items. We would like to clarify that we have not removed any sets from sale. The misunderstanding is a result of an email that was sent on our behalf to members of our affiliate marketing programs. The intent of the email was to ask that they pause promoting and marketing a selection of Lego products on their sites. We paused all marketing across our own social channels earlier this week in response to the tragic events in the U.S. Some companies and individuals posted a single black square on their social media accounts on Tuesday, a day dubbed Blackout Tuesday, in support of Black victims of police violence. The Lego spokesman added, "There is no place for racism in our society. Our mission is to inspire and develop the builders of tomorrow, and that includes inspiring them to be tolerant, inclusive, and kind." Lego said it would donate $4 million to education nonprofits that teach children about racial equality per a post on its Twitter account on Wednesday. "We stand with the Black community against racism and inequality. There is much to do. We will donate $4 million to organizations dedicated to supporting Black children and educating all children about racial equality." So the items weren't to be pulled, but it sounds like that message was confusing because it initially did say to remove the items, but Lego now says they just wanted to remove the marketing. But again, anytime there's hype around an item, including you can't get it or it's controversial, that just makes it even more desirable for collectors. So we shall see what this plays out to. I would imagine that they will start things up again soon. Although, when was the last time you even saw a Lego commercial? I mean, I suppose maybe they run them during cartoons and stuff. I don't see Lego commercials pop up for me, but anyway, that is the latest from Lego. And that's a wrap on today's show. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Also, be sure to share the show. I'd love to get more views here over on the Reselling Report so I can keep on doing it. Check out the show notes below the video for links to the articles I referenced. You can email me your questions or reseller stories. My email is also below. And if you'd like to learn how to make money on eBay and YouTube the way I do, check out my links below to my eBay books, as well as my How to Start a YouTube Channel for Fun and Profit book. All of those, along with all my other books and the journals, planners, and notebooks I publish under my Jean Lee publishing name, are in the Amazon store, linked below the video. I hope you all have a very safe weekend. I will talk to you again on Monday. Bye.